Good evening all. Welcome to the post-match press conference of Domenico Tedesco. Your questions for our coach, please raise your hands high enough so that the man or lady with the microphone can see where the mic has to go. Who will start with questions for Domenico Tedesco? Peter van den Bemt, Sportza.
Good evening, Coach. Maybe just to start your general analysis of this game between the first 30-35 minutes and what came after.
Yeah, good evening to everybody. I think that Italy started really strong. It's not easy, of course, for any team to concede a goal here against this kind of opponent after, 30 seconds. And then they had already self-confidence, but after this kind of goals and this kind of result and this kind of situation at the very beginning, even more. So we had big difficulties to find inside the game. I think it was not a problem of the situations in possession. I think in possession we sticked to the plan, but out of possession we were too high. We wanted to start really compact in Italy, because they overload the center in a certain way. Sometimes they have three midfielders, let's say, inside the red zone, having also 1-6 like Ricci, always moving in a smart way. It's not easy to press outnumbered because we had a clear -1 in front. We had Lois that had to care about Ricci and also to press Bastoni, but of course, this is just possible if you have short ways. If you go and then the 6 can push. If the distances are long, it's difficult. It's tough for Orel or Yuri to push on Ricci once we pressed. And this was the problem. And of course, then with a brilliant switch of side that I mentioned yesterday, they scored even the second goal. So it was not easy. It was really not easy, and the red card helped us.
Ludo van der Wallen, here, second row, man with the white shirt. Ludo.
Hi, Coach. We were a bit surprised with the position of Jeremy Doku, who was playing on the right, a bit like a right wing back. He has to run after Di Marco. Why did you choose for him on that side, in that position in the first half?
Because we wanted to have the ball more. And in possession, he was a normal winger. We played a 4-3-3. The reason why we put him on the right side is that, we discussed, of course, a lot. He can play both sides. In Man City, the last games, he played on the right side. We really liked it. And also that against France, for instance, he was doubled. He was doubled from Dembélé. He was doubled from the 6. I mean, all the world knows now that Jerry, as a right-footed player on the left side, or likes to cross inside. Of course, he can also find a solution long line, and that's why on the right side, with his right foot to take the ball long line, it's difficult to double him, of course. It's more easier if he's driving, if he's dribbling inside. But I think out of the 4-3-3, once they had the ball, of course, we decided to shuffle on one side. We decided more that Leo is on a higher position. One winger is higher, one other winger on the right side is a little bit lower. And that was the reason. But of course, then it's really important to be compact. And that's why you can't judge the first 30 minutes of Jerry out of possession, because then it's really difficult.
But okay, it can happen against Italy that you don't have the possession, that you don't are dominant. So will you do it again? Play Jeremy like that?
Yeah, it's not that it's a big change. If you are a winger, sometimes if you saw, I don't know, Aston Villa, Bayern Munich, at the end you end up with 6 because you have 4 defenders and the wingers have to take the high wing backs, let's say. So you have 6 in a line and you have both wingers defending really deep. So if you go for this kind of situation, as we choose it tonight, then you have just 5, One price you have always to pay, but I think it was better with the change. And the change we did even before the red card. We changed to a 4-2-3-1, we pressed them higher, and not just because of the red card, because the situation of the red card was already a pressing situation out of the 4-2-3-1.
Okay, next question. The gentleman in the first row here, please hand over the microphone.
Buonasera mister, Guerrisi, giornale dello Sorbis. L'Italia parte subito bene, 2-0, poi il Belgio raggiunge il pareggio. Volevo chiederle come ha visto la sua squadra e nel complessivo e quanto è mancato Romelu Lukaku oggi in partita. Grazie.
Grazie a lei. Penso che l'inizio sia stato difficilissimo. Siamo entrati malissimo in partita, ovviamente prendere gol al primo minuto qui non aiuta moltissimo, non ti aiuta sul punto di vista mentale. Poi abbiamo anche perso la compattezza, probabilmente pensavamo di dover fare qualcosina in più dopo aver preso il gol, invece lì devi restare in un certo modo compatto, calmo, tranquillo, e non ci siamo riusciti. Dunque l'Italia ha raddoppiato e ci stava. Ovviamente giocatori come Romelu, come De Bruyne, come Amadou Onana aiutano soprattutto a affrontare questi calibri di avversari.
Okay, thank you. Niels.
Hi, Mr. Tedesco. Is it a worry that the plan wasn't executed good in the first 35 minutes? Is it a worry that we weren't compact, although you asked it? Is it a worry they didn't do what you asked?
On a certain way, of course, because we can do better, you know, and it's a pity to concede a goal that early. It's nothing that you can plan, you know. You can concede a goal, but to concede a goal because you are not compact, speaking about the compactness, it's a pity, but a worry I would not say, because we had one training session. We had one training session to change it. Normally, you know us, we want to press high, we want to press man-man. I saw a statistic now the last week where they spoke about the Euro, and we were the team that pressed on a highest level. We won the most challenges after pressing in a man-man situation, because if you really want to press, for me it's always man-man. Outnumbered in a -1, -2 situation against this kind of opponents, then you need really to have the automatism, how you say. And for a national team it's just not possible. So if we want to press, it's like we pressed after 35 minutes in a man-man, but normally Italy, they like if you press them, they like it. Because you can see Croatia, you can see France, once they get pressure, they play it one touch in behind, they have really good, clear patterns for us, and it's not easy, but of course the red card, based on that, helped us a lot.
Time for two more questions. The gentleman in front here. Italian media.
Sì, mister, buonasera. Volevo chiederle innanzitutto se ha rivisto l'episodio del rigore, se si è fatto un'idea anche del perché magari non sia stato assegnato, e poi una curiosità mia, ho incontrato Miles Vilar prima della partita, volevo sapere insomma se vi siete incontrati anche voi, se mai la situazione è sempre ancora quella che conosciamo, insomma l'impossibilità di essere convocato.
A chi scusi? A chi?
Svilar.
Grazie. Iniziamo con Svilar. Lui, cioè, non è possibile convocarlo perché ha cambiato federazione, dunque non è più, purtroppo non è più possibile convocarlo. Poi la prima, scusami, sul rigore. Guarda, secondo me la partita è stata intensa, soprattutto il secondo tempo, non è stata facile gestirla, per un arbitro è molto, molto difficile. Poi ovviamente se dai il rigore dai anche il cartino rosso, sarebbe stato il secondo per l'Italia. In un certo modo, guarda, mi dispiace, l'ho rivista la situazione, però dai, mi dispiacerebbe parlare dell'arbitro. Guarda, poi abbiamo ottenuto quel cartino rosso che ci ha cambiato la partita e ci ha aiutato moltissimo, anche se c'era probabilmente, dunque.
Last question, because then the bus is leaving. The gentleman on the third row.
Good evening, coach. What's your feeling about the last half an hour of the game after the 2-2? Because you were one more man on the pitch, the momentum was for Belgium at this moment, but we don't really had the feeling that Donnarumma did 10 saves or something. What's your feeling about this moment of the game?
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I'm Italian. Huh? I know that sometimes against 10 Italians, it's even more difficult. It's even more difficult, and you saw the way they can defend. I think that the central defenders of Italy are on a high level. They can defend forward, they can defend challenges, they can defend the deep. And once they get a red card and they are even closer, it's not that easy. But we control it. I think the only thing we can do better is even in the last third. Once we have them really deep, we need to stay patient and to switch even at least one time more the side, because as I saw well, in many situations, then we went the 1-1 or we crossed, but on the opposite side, we had a lot of space, and we did well. I have to say, in possession, we had a good structure, we had personality. You saw the position of Zeno de Baast, of Maxi de Kuiper. I'm really happy, I'm really proud of this team, of these young players.